Hello to all my friends out there. So, I have a little more to say on this food storage issue. Okay, some of the people I see begging for money seem like trafficked people. The trafficked people would be like younger people or, say, a woman begging for money. So then we go back to the anxiety. One, if I don't get the money, he's going to beat me or mistreat me. Two, if I run away, I'm going to be on the street and then I'm going to starve to death and die. So you have the perfect environment for an anxiety disorder. And a lot of times you'll see the women here, they'll have two kids that don't look particularly bad. And they'll say, I just came off the street, and they beg for money. They did come off the street. And so what they're doing is they're begging for money, and in return, a unseen person is giving them, like, they're able to sleep in the van or whatever. So they can be trafficked for begging for money and for prostitution. So one of the reasons you don't want to end up on the street is for reasons like that. So, one, prepare your car. If something should happen, don't be like me on the way to the emergency room with no gas, in case you have to evacuate in your car or in case you have to live in a car. If you have your own car, it's going to be so much better. You want to prepare best you can, and the little by little approach is the best, so you don't get into that mindset is, I don't have enough money to prepare. If I don't prepare, it could be bad, and so you do nothing. What you want to do is prepare a little bit at a time as you're able. Okay, I forgot to mention one thing. Okay, if you have eggs, which I bought those at Dollar Tree, and you have Vienna sausage, if you have a way, you can fry your Vienna sausage with a couple of eggs and some toast, and that is a cheap meal. This is a stockpile preparation. This is just finding cheap food and, you can eat it. Okay, so now things are getting really, really bad. Things are totally out of control. You don't have any money, you're starving. That's why I did the dumpster diving. I wanted to see if it was possible to get enough food you could survive by dumpster diving. Yes, you could. It wouldn't be easy, though. But would it be better to sit around and actually starve to death or try the dumpster diving? Buy 50-cent cans of food. Like, this is a 50-cent can of food. Where is this thing? I know I didn't pay 50 cents for this because it's a little bit, I paid 50 cents, but I have another one that I paid a quarter for. So, 50-cent cans of food. So if you have $20, you can buy $40 worth of dollar food. So buy dented cans, and that way you have two items instead of one. Okay. Buy meat, cheese, and lunch meat marked down or at the dollar store. Okay, things are really, really bad. You have kids, you don't have food. You're going to go to the churches. You can call them before you go there. They might even send somebody with the food. The lady I ran in today I said, well, have you tried the welfare department or have you gone to the Rock Church? She had done neither. Okay, what I found is when you're trying to help somebody, the anxiety clicks in and they do nothing. Okay, were your children born in America? Are those your children? Do you have an ID? No. Okay, how am I supposed to go to the crisis house? But you can go to the churches. Go to the Red Cross. I know someone, and her boyfriend burned the house down. He left the bacon. This was the story. He left the bacon grease on, and he burned the whole house down. She had the dog with her. and they had no money, they had no house. It wasn't in California. So they went to the Red Cross, and the Red Cross says, well, we can help you this time, but you have to go to your church. She goes, we don't have a church. They go to the last one you went to then. And the last one she went to was a Mormon church. So she went there and she explained the situation. And the bishop said, we want to see your boyfriend, the one that burned the house down. And so they said, okay, we'll give you clothes and food, but no money. So, if you don't have any food, collect cans. I wanted to see, is it possible to collect $3 of cans per day? Okay, if you can find a way to get $3, you can get enough food for the day somehow. So I did that, and it is possible. It's grimy, but it is possible. So you're going to be saying, okay, I need money really bad. I'm not going to sit here and starve. I am going to find a way to earn $1 or $2, even begging, Ask the neighbors. I'm sure if my neighbors, didn't have any food and they asked me, I would give them some food. Most neighbors would. Food bank and pantries. You want to do that before it gets to that point. Welfare department. If the situation is really bad, they won't let you leave there without, provisions of some sort. I don't know if they'll provide homes, but we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, crisis house. If you have an ID, you can go to the crisis house. I think it's one time. Out here in California, you can call 411, or if things are really bad, you can call 911. Save bacon grease. Okay, if you go to the food bank and you get some beans or some green beans or some pinto beans, you can make some beans with bacon grease, salt, pepper, and sugar if you have it. And if you have milk, you can make, and you have some kind of bacon grease or sausage grease, you can make gravy. And hopefully, some potatoes. And you never know what they're going to give you at the food bank. So what you want to do is you want to look at the food you have in the food bank. Let's say you had this. 50 cents. I don't know if they still had that. And if you had some cornbread and you had some crackers, you want to say, before you go, oh my gosh, I'm starving. If you have this, then, and you have some rice and you have some vegetables, you're not starving. Maybe you don't like it, but you're not starving. Fruit, vegetables, bread, crackers. Okay, but it's past that point and you're really in bad shape. You can go to restaurants and you can say, listen, do you have any food I could have? Probably 99 out of 100 are going to say, no, get out of here. But somebody might give you some food that way. You never know. What I've seen people do out here, and now this goes back to the dumpster diving. They wait outside of the dumpster in places like Panera Bread, Little Caesars, KFC, and McDonald's. I saw a guy walk up to the dumpster at McDonald's, open it, get the Coke out, and drink the rest. Locate all the churches that give food and go get the food. Take food or leave food. So a lot of times people leave the food in the laundry room here. Sometimes I leave food there. And if it's something I want, I take it. Take advantage of free meals. Okay, a lot of the churches, I knew this one guy and he was really in bad shape. And I'll get to which church in a minute. But they gave you every single day a sack lunch, which would be like a sandwich, a little salad, and in time he improved. He was actually starving. So locate these churches where they give you a free lunch, and a lot of times here in the parks they give you a free lunch, and don't spend your money, go get the free lunch, Okay, one of the places you can get meals is the Salvation Army. We have one on El Cajon in El Cajon on Main Street, and if you need lunch, go there. At the most, they would charge you like $3. The Baptists, they have a community dinner about once a week. Okay, for now, food pantry, St. Karen's Catholic Church, the Adventists in El Cajon give free food, Mormons, the Baptists, Rock Church. I asked the lady, the one with kids, have you tried the Rock Church? Because I've known families that ended up homeless, and the longer you're out of a home, the worse it's going to be. So you want to find these places. And then there's a church on the corner of Mollison and First Street in El Cajon where you can get lunch, and they also have a ministry, and there's several churches here in town, so you want to locate those, and they give you free lunch, and they try to minister to you and help you out, and they're not shocked by the fact that people are in this shape. Okay, by that church, the one on the corner of Mollison and First, there is a free clinic. I want to mention something. Okay, one time, a long time ago, I was a nursing student, and I went to the clinic, and I said, listen, I need a blood test. They want to make sure that I've got enough immunity against measles and all this stuff. And he said, do you have any high-risk activities? Do you live a high-risk activity lifestyle? And I go, like, what? And he said, like, promiscuous, IV drug use, etc. And I said, no. And he said, do you have a high risk activity in your life? And I said, no. And he looked at me, this was a nurse, do you have a high risk activity? And I looked at him and I go, yes. And he goes, okay, your tests are free. So if you need medical care and you go to these clinics and you tell them you have a high-risk lifestyle or activity, you can usually get your medical free, which sounds horrible to even mention that. Like, what kind of person are you mentioning that? Well, it could be life and death in certain cases. I know someone's husband, and he was drinking, and he was very sickly, and he had pneumonia, and he went up in the mountains, and he was sleeping up there, and he died. He had a pocket full of money because he had just gotten his check, but he didn't seek medical care, probably didn't have insurance. So remember that, or if you know anyone, tell them that. And like, I'm not suggesting that everyone take advantage of all these tips. I'm just putting them out there. Okay, now, in fact, a lot of the tips are not meant for everyone. It's just like emergencies. Okay, today I bought this for $1 at Dollar Tree. And I want to give you guys 2 really good recipes. The holidays are coming, you guys. Thank you for the comments and all. But I'm done begging for comments and likes. If you like it or if you comment, that's neither here nor there to me. Begging is not my forte. And I do it so badly. Okay, now, I joined Costco, and the reason I did is because I had it in mind to buy my meat there. Okay, I bought something there. I don't remember what it was, but today I went there and I thought I'll look around. Well, I had never seen these before, but these don't need refrigeration. And what you can do with these is you can cut them up and put them in your top ramen or any kind of soup. And they're good until September 17th, 2020. So let's see. I paid $10. Each of these is $5. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, these are about 50 cents each. Now, this is the kind of stuff you want to stockpile. This is going to protect you from running out of meat. This is 50 cents. This is going to protect you from running out of meat. I think if you can afford it, this is a pound for $5. But I think this would be the way to go, you guys. You can also eat these with mashed potatoes or, I bet these would be good with sauerkraut. Oh, I want to give you my sauerkraut recipe. So these sausages would be really good with this sauerkraut and some mashed potatoes in a big bowl. The thing about the bowl is you fill your bowl up with food, and then you eat as much as you want, and you cover it, you serve it right off the stove, you cover it, and you eat it the next day or the next day, whenever you get around to it, or you could freeze it. And there's nothing in this this sauerkraut recipe that except maybe the caraway seeds. And if you don't have them, just use salt and pepper. So I'm really liking Costco, and I'm really glad I joined. And okay, you guys, God bless you all.